So your doctor just called with the results of your colonoscopy and it's all clear. But wait, why are you still dealing with exhaustion so deep it feels like it's in your bones, along with constant bloating and nagging pain? You're not imagining it. And trust me, you're not alone. I'm Dr. Ina Melamed. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, doctor of pharmacy, and I've been seeing clients with exact this situation for over 17 years now. People who feel completely dismissed and confused by normal test results. And on one hand, you're relieved it's not something life-threatening. On the other hand, you're deeply frustrated because the symptoms, they ruining your daily life. And that's a total mystery still. You can't help it but wonder, is this in my head? And please note, this content is for educational purposes only. It's not meant to replace the advice of your medical provider. Let's be crystal clear. It's not in your head. Your symptoms are real, physical symptoms, and that inflammation and fatigue have biological cause. A standard colonoscopy is a fantastic and crucial tool, but it has its limits. It's designed to find big structural problems, polyps, a raging case of ulcerative colitis, or cancerous growth. Think of it like a fire inspector checking building for obvious fire damage. They can confirm the walls aren't charred, but they aren't checking the wiring hidden inside the walls. The building looks fine, but that wiring can still cause a massive problem. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the hidden reasons your doctor might have missed, the reasons that validate everything you're feeling. We'll talk about what a clear colonoscopy doesn't rule out, and I'll give you the exact questions to bring to your doctor to finally get real answers. What a clear colonoscopy really means. Before we get into the hidden culprits, let's get on the same page about what a normal colonoscopy result actually tells you. During the procedure, a gastroenterologist scans your entire large intestine with a specific camera looking for visible structural problems, polyps, diverticulitis, and the obvious redness of ulcers you'd see in Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. And all clear is genuinely good news. It rules out some of the scariest possibilities like colorectal cancers. But here's the piece that gets lost in translation. A colonoscopy that looks normal does not mean your gut is functioning normally. It's a test of structure, not function. It can't measure the balance of your gut bacteria. It can't see how your immune system is behaving on a microscopic level, and it cannot tell you if your digestive process itself is breaking down before food even gets that far. This is the exact gap where so many people fall through. You're handed a diagnosis like IBS often, which is really just a label for your symptoms, not an explanation. Let's ask a different question. Not just is there visible disease, but why is my system so out of whack? Hidden reason, another one, number one. Inflammation on a microscopic level. The first reason you can feel awful with a clean scope is a condition called microscopic colitis. The name says it all. The inflammation is microscopic, so it's pretty invisible to the naked eye during a colonoscopy. Your doctor could be looking at perfectly clean, healthy pink tissue, while on a cellular level, your immune system is waging a war. There are two main types. It's lymphocytic colitis, involving a surge of immune cells, and collagenous colitis, where a thick layer of collagen builds up. Either way, the result is chronic watery, non-bloody diarrhea, cramping, and urgency. Sounds familiar? Because it mimics IBS-D almost exactly. It's often missed unless the doctor is specifically looking for it. The only way to catch it is biopsy, small tissue samples taken during the colonoscopy, even when colon looks completely normal. Then examine it under a microscope. Research suggests this shows up in roughly 3 to 4% of people with diarrhea predominant IBS, and that number climbs to nearly close to 20 in adults over 70. So age is a real factor in how closely this should be considered. Your action step: if you have a chronic watery diarrhea, ask your doctor directly, were biopsies taken during my colonoscopy to rule out microscopic colitis? If they were not, that's worth a conversation. Next reason, hidden reason 2, gut dysbiosis. When the balance is off, here's a big one, and it's probably the most common thing I see in my practice. Gut dysbiosis. Your gut is a home to a trillion of bacteria, and in this healthy system, the beneficial species outnumber and keep the opportunistic ones in check. Dysbiosis is what happens when that balance tips. Too few of the bacteria, diverse species, and an overgrown of the ones that cause trouble. Research consistently links dysbiosis to IBS across every subtype. Constipation predominant, diarrhea predominant, and mixed. Studies looking at the microbiome of IBS patients, and they find reduced bacterial diversity, like in Crohn's and colitis, and specific shifts in which species dominate compared to people without symptoms. None of that shows up on a colonoscopy because a scope isn't a sequencing of your microbiome. It's looking at the tissue. Why does this matter so much? Because your gut bacteria are not passive passengers. They train your immune system. They produce compounds that either calm or provoke inflammation. They influence gut motility, and they even communicate with your brain through what's called the gut-brain axis, which is a big deal. It's a big part of why gut symptoms and mood symptoms so often travel together. One specific and well-known form of dysbiosis is SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, where bacteria that should stay sparse in small intestine multiply and ferment food too early, causing bloating, and that builds up through the day, gas, and either diarrhea or constipation. If that's a major piece of your symptom picture, it's worth asking your doctor about SIBO, breath testing specifically, but SIBO is just one flavor of a much broader issue. Dysbiosis can also mean low overall diversity, a scarcity of the short-chain fatty acid producing bacteria. Your colon depends on it, or an overgrown of the species linked to inflammation, for example, none of which require bacteria to be the wrong part of the gut at all. Your action step, if standard testing keeps coming back clean, but your symptoms persist, ask your provider about comprehensive stool testing that looks at microbial diversity and balance, not just infection. Your next hidden reason, number 3, lack of digestive enzyme production. This is the one almost no one talks about, and it's a different problem entirely from bacteria. This is about whether your body is breaking food down properly in the first place. Your pancreas produces enzymes that digest fat, protein, and carbohydrates. When it doesn't make enough, a condition called Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, the food passes through your gut only partially broken down. Undigested fat, in particular, can cause loose, greasy, hard to flush stools, along with bloating, cramping, and gas. And because you're not properly absorbing what you eat, this can quietly drive deficiencies in fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, which shows up as fatigue, among other things. Here's what makes this one sneaky. Research on patients with diarrhea-predominant IBS has found measurable pancreatic enzyme insufficiency in roughly 4 to 6% of them, a real physical cause hiding under an IBS label. And it isn't something a colonoscopy is built to catch at all, because it's not a structural in the colon problem. It's an output problem happening upstream in the pancreas. The test for this is a simple, non-invasive stool sample called a fecal elastase test, which measures how much of a specific pancreatic enzyme is present in your stool. Low levels point towards EPI. It's not diagnostic, it's a fix. And a easy fix can be an enzyme replacement, life-changing for someone who's been struggling for years without knowing why. Action step: if you notice pale, greasy, or floating stools, unexplained weight loss, or fat-soluble vitamin deficiencies on blood work, ask your doctor about a fecal elastase test. Our next hidden reason, number 4, leaky gut and system-wide inflammation. The last reason you could feel so sick with a clear scope is a concept known as an increased intestinal permeability, or simply leaky gut. This isn't something your doctor can see with a camera, but its effects through your entire body. Think of your gut lining as a security gate made of single layer of cells stitched together by proteins called tight junctions. In a healthy gut, this barrier is selective, letting fully digested nutrients through while keeping toxins and undigested particles out. Chronic stress, certain medications, a poor diet, or bacterial imbalance can loosen those junctions. Once the gate is compromised, larger particles leak into your bloodstream and your immune system attacks them, triggering low-grade chronic inflammation that isn't confined to your gut. That's a real driver behind fatigue, brain fog, joint aches, skin issues, and even anxiety. You feel inflamed because you're inflamed just at a systemic level. A colonoscopy was never designed to see. Your action step: talk to your doctor first, especially to rule out celiac disease before cutting gluten. From there, a targeted elimination, removing gluten, dairy, and processed sugar for at least 3 weeks, 21 days, then reintroduce one at a time. And that will help you identify personal triggers. If you've been nodding along through this video, I want you to feel a sense of hope. That all clear colonoscopy wasn't your story. It was just the beginning. It ruled out the big structural issues, and now it gives you a chance to ask better questions. We covered 4 hidden reasons you might still be dealing with as symptoms after clear scope: microscopic colitis, inflammation invisible to the naked eye, only found through biopsy, gut dysbiosis, and imbalance in your gut bacteria, including but not limited to SIBO, that colonoscopy was never designed to measure. Lack of digestive enzyme production, and upstream problem in the pancreas that leaves food only partially digested. Leaky gut, a breakdown in the gut barrier that can trigger body-wide inflammation and fatigue. You're not imagining this. Your symptoms are real. I know, I've been there, and they have a biological explanation. You're likely dealing with a functional problem, not a structural one, thankfully. And now you're equipped to start asking the right question. If this was helpful, please subscribe and share it with someone you know or with anyone that can benefit from this. After getting those normal results, it's time to stop feeling dismissed and start getting real answers. This was Dr. Ina with you at Digestive Reset and Melamed Institute. Until the next video, enjoy the summer.